Good evening. Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2019. This is your evening update on now Hurricane Dorian. Right now, as of the latest 8 o'clock advisory, it's an 85 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane. But hold your thoughts on that advisory for a second, because the hurricane hunters are flying through right now, and they found some not so good news, and that Dorian is strengthening. And yes, the National Hurricane Center put out a cone with the expected result of Dorian becoming a Category 4 hurricane before making landfall, the possible landfall in that Florida eastern coast. But right now, Dorian is at a millibar at 973, which is 10 millibars lower than earlier this morning. It's also now most likely a Category 2 hurricane, with around 105 sustained mile per hour winds. Whew. And we still got like 4 more days to go before Dorian makes potential contact with Florida. And why I say potential is because the development over the past 24 hours has been some good and bad news. Good news on one hand is because all the models are trending for a slower and slower Dorian, which means the good news is that there's a potential that the high pressure, the ridge of high pressure to the north that's kind of steering Dorian into Florida is going to break down, allowing Dorian to just skirt up and make that 90-degree turn and just kind of go parallel to the Florida coast but completely stay offshore. The European model kind of shows that, but it kind of makes it landfall in a couple places along the Florida coast. But it shows how if Dorian's just going so slow that it makes a potential landfall in Florida on Tuesday morning or Monday night, then it could just potentially just stay offshore forever and maybe make a landfall in North Carolina or something as a weaker hurricane. But as of right now, we all have to prepare as if Dorian is coming straight to your house as a Category 4 or maybe a 5, which it probably has a shot of because of the perfect environment that it's in. It's got the no wind shear. It's got a increasingly more moist environment. It's not in the most moist environment right now. It's a little bit drier going into the system. It's got those warm water temperatures, and it's scary. I'm a little scared right now. I'm a little nervous because I live in Miami, and a Category 5 hurricane has never hit Miami directly except for the Labor Day hurricane of 1933. But that was like 90 years ago, and I wasn't even close to being born. So yeah, I'm kind of getting nervous. All of my high school activities after school has been canceled. School next week is probably for sure going to be canceled all of next week, and that's not a good thing because a potential Category 5 hurricane is coming to our doorstep. And one of the worst case scenarios is that if it makes landfall, let's say around Miami as a Category 4 or 5 hurricane, which kind of the European model is depicting, then it just takes a 90-degree turn to the north, and it just kind of stalls out and goes really slowly up north, bringing heavy rain and crazy amount of wind to all of the offshore for some storm surge, and then inland with all that crazy amount of wind. So that could be one of the worst scenarios right now, and it's possible. It's everything's up in the air. I would say, like, over the past few days, I've been slowly eliminating the possible spots where Dorian's going to make a landfall. And now I could kind of confidently say that if it were to make a landfall, and this is still an if now because the models have been trending a little bit more to the east to stay offshore, which is kind of amazing. But if it were to make landfall, I would say in between Cape Canaveral and Miami, Florida. One of those, anywhere in between. Dorian can make landfall. It's kind of scary. Check your evacuation plans if you're in Florida. Make sure you got all of your supplies ready. 7 days of food, water, get cash out in the ATM, fill up your car with gas, or charge your electric car if you have an electric car. Good for you. Charge up your battery packs, your phone battery packs. download whatever you want during the hurricane in case you lose power. You can watch some Netflix, Hulu, ESPN, 60 for 60, 30 for 30, that's what it's called. Whatever you want. Dorian is coming. And we all gotta prepare. Stay safe, everyone. That's it for this tropical update. Dorian strengthening, and it's kind of slowly trending a little bit more to the south and to the east. The GFS has gone from Jacksonville to Daytona Beach to Cape Canaveral to now the Lake Okeechobee Stewart area. It's gonna be interesting over the next 36 hours to see if we could pinpoint the exact Dorian landfall spot. And let's just all hope for the best scenario, for it to stay offshore and never hit any land. That would be perfect. It would just be a fish storm for us to fantasize about. That's the ideal scenario. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure you bless them.
3, 2, 1.